On a scorching morning in Surabaya, precisely on September 19, 1945, the air of the city was filled with tension. The Indonesian people had just breathed the air of independence after the proclamation on August 17, but in many places, the traces of colonialism had not yet fully disappeared. One such trace was the magnificent building in the heart of Surabaya, Hotel Yamato, a symbol of colonial power that still stood proudly. Above the hotel, the red, white, and blue Dutch flag fluttered. For the Indonesian people, this flag was more than just a piece of cloth. It was a symbol of enslavement, colonization, and humiliation of the newly achieved independence. Seeing that flag on the land of Indonesia, which had become independent, ignited a fire of anger in the hearts of the young men of Surabaya. In a corner of the street, a group of youths led by Haryono and Siddiq stood filled with vengeance. They could not allow the flag of the colonizers to continue flying in their city. With burning courage, they planned something unimaginable for most people, to take down that flag themselves, even if they had to face the weapons and might of colonial forces. That day, in the scorching heat of the sun, these young men moved forward. They stepped into the hotel with determined faces. Upon entering the lobby, they were greeted by the Dutch soldiers guarding the hotel. A clash erupted. A fierce fight broke out, with the young men of Surabaya, armed only with courage, against the Dutch soldiers equipped with firearms. However, the spirit burning in their hearts was stronger than anything. After a physical confrontation filled with sweat and blood, Haryono and Siddiq managed to break through the barricades to the rooftop of the hotel. There, breathless, they stood before the fluttering Dutch flag. Their wounded hands began to pull at the flag's rope. Slowly, the red, white, and blue flag began to descend from the top of the pole. But they did not stop there. With powerful symbolism, they tore the blue section from the flag. Now, only red and white remained, the flag of Indonesian independence. Quickly, they retied the remaining flag to the pole and let it fly proudly in the winds of Surabaya. Cheers erupted from the streets below. The people of Surabaya, witnessing this heroic act, shouted in joy, praising the bravery of the youth. Sang Merah Putih flew majestically, signaling that Indonesia had risen, even though great enemies still lurked. However, the joy did not last long. News of the incident at Hotel Yamato spread rapidly, and Dutch soldiers and their allies quickly responded with violence. The city of Surabaya transformed into a larger battlefield, becoming part of everyday life. The Battle of Surabaya that would occur on November 10, 1945, would prove that Indonesian independence was not easily won. But that day, above Hotel Yamato, a flag waved, not the flag of the colonizers, but a symbol of struggle, courage, and love for the homeland. The young men of Surabaya, with their blood and sweat, had etched history. And even though greater battles awaited, the actions at Hotel Yamato would always be remembered as the moments that changed everything. Hotel Yamato stood as a silent witness to the invincible courage, the courage of the young heroes who chose to say, Merdeka atau mati, freedom or death.